Hello, I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves, and these are strange days indeed. I'm talking this week about spiritual experiences and how to have your spiritual experiences, because we're all shaped by our spiritual experiences. What you believe is largely determined by the experiences that you've had or the lack of experiences that you've had. I believe everyone is designed to have spiritual experiences, and I've had a lot of them in my life. When this pandemic began, I had 2 nights of spiritual experience that make me to believe that I'm probably COVID-19 proof. What were the spiritual experiences? 2 nights in a row, I had a wrestling match in my sleep. I was fighting something off, literally fighting something off, and both nights I woke myself up fighting whatever it was off. The second night I could see it, and it looked like a big COVID-19 virus. Now that was before we really knew what a COVID-19 virus looked like. I fought those 2 nights, got victory those 2 nights, and so I'm fairly certain, and you might want to underline that fairly, I'm fairly certain that I'm COVID-19 proof. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not taking proper precautions. That doesn't mean I don't mask up everywhere I go, social distance, and do all the things that just make sense. Because even people that have spiritual experiences need to make sense. In fact, people that claim spiritual experiences really ought to make sense, because I've known a lot of folks that claim spiritual experiences and it just didn't make sense. You know what I'm talking about. Well, the Lord told me, and what the Lord said never seems to happen. There's some things you need to understand about spiritual experience. The first is they're not objective, they're subjective. What does that mean? It means they're subject to your interpretation. They're subject to your application. Spiritual experiences are almost always in the realm of mind. Paul writes in the book of 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, he said, I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. And he repeats that phrase twice, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell, because most spiritual experiences are really originating in the realm of the mind. They're not objective, they are subjective, and you need to keep that in mind, which is why I said fairly. I'm fairly certain, because subjectively I'm fairly certain. Objectively, there's still a chance, because maybe I missed something in the spiritual experience. The other thing you need to understand about spiritual experiences is that everyone is designed to have spiritual experiences. I've had spiritual experiences for over 60 years. You may say, well, Doc, I've followed you, and I know that you've been a Christian for just over 50 years now. What do you mean, over 60 years? I had my first spiritual experience when I was 4 years old, and it was so real that I remember it vividly to this very day, and it has shaped my life's experience to this very day. In fact, I'll talk about it on Wednesday. I want you to have spiritual experience, not pie in the sky, sweet by and by spiritual experience. I want you to have the kind of spiritual experiences that draw you closer to God. And for that to happen, you have to open your mind to spiritual experience. You have to believe that God created you uniquely to interact with the eternal and to have spiritual experience. I'll talk more about it this week. It's going to be powerful stuff. I want you to join me on Wednesday and Friday for new videos. This coming Sunday at Aspire Church, one of the most important things that you can do to get through this strange time in which we find ourselves is learn how to focus. And this Sunday, I'm going to take you into the Word, and I want to show you how to focus your focus. It's going to be powerful. It will help you, empower you, enable you, and equip you to get through these strange days successfully, happily, healthily, wealthily, prospering in every dimension of your life, spiritual, physical, mental, and financial. You'll catch it live on the live stream at aspirechurch.tv, or you can catch it on Facebook Live at Aspire Church TV. Live stream aspirechurch.tv, Facebook Aspire Church TV, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. It will be worth your while. I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman. I'll see you again this week on these little videos.